the Labor Department revising down the number of jobs created in the year through March by 818,000. That's the largest revision in 15 years. Doug Flynn's in on this from Flynn Zito. You're listening to the congressman. And as I said, we see revisions. I think when Trump was president, we had one that was like 500,000 or so all told. And this is 800, but this is 800,000 is a lot.
Sure.
What does it mean?
Well, it means that this is for a one-year period from like April to March of last year. And what it tells you is that all the government numbers that we look at every month and every year, they were 30% off. I mean, I don't know where else but in government you can be that far off and still keep your job.
Right.
But that's how far off their estimates were. But what it does tell you is that all of these job numbers we've been looking at were too high. And so the job market was really not as strong as we kept thinking it was. And what this is saying is it's a little weaker than even anticipated. And that means that maybe the Fed, when they cut rates, probably should cut a little bit more than just that 1/4 point if it's true that we're weaker here. And this is only through March. We don't know how off they were from April, May, June, July, and now August. They could be just as off as far as we know.
Right. So for normal people, they said, there's a couple of things. They said the job market's weaker than we thought. That's obviously bad news. To your point, we weren't getting the numbers right in terms of the estimates. That's not great news. But then in the perverse world of investing and looking at the stock market, a lot of times this can be good news, because you and I have been talking for months about, the job market, people said needs to slow down a little bit, and, you want the economy to overheat and all the rest. But so now the Fed will, interest rates are going to come down now, big time. No?
It has all the pieces. We got inflation theoretically under check. We've got job numbers weaker than we thought, so they don't want to tip us into recession. So we're there. That's why the market is priced in 100% certainty. We're going to get a Fed rate cut. That's what everybody's anticipating. And now I think it's just a matter of whether they do a 1/4 point or a 1/2 point. We'll see. We'll get the rest of that data. And they're talking about they're going to be doing it.
That guy,
so
Jay
we're right
Powell, is speaking out. We're focused on Chicago and the convention, but he's out of the Jackson Hole, right? He has that big for the market guys. That's a big speech this week, or what would you say, real quick?
I think it's just one more in the data points that they're looking for that just further confirms. And that's why the market hasn't moved that much. It's kind of just, yes, we're getting confirmation of what we believe to be true, that this is coming very, very soon.
Thank you, Doug. Always great. Doug Flynn there.